Hello there, people of the internet. I just want to say that on our first day of YouTube, we had some fantastic results. We have 4 subscribers, so thank you everybody so much for the interest. We had a number of views that don't show up here on this view, but they do. Well, actually, I'll show off this first. We have some suggested videos traffic, which is fantastic. I growth hacked you Reddit and got a bunch of clicks. We got 27% click-through ratio. What I wanted to see though was somewhere in here we can find um do analytics. So I actually just asked a friend to pick a random number. See, we have 98 views, I guess, in real time over the last 48 hours, which is less than 24 hours ago. I just asked a friend to pick a random percent between, or random percent actually. She chose 34%, which is about 1/3. We have 9 pending videos here and 3 that I published so far. Out of the 9 pending ones, the one that comes in about 1/3 or 34% through is why more profit only on dumps. That's what we're doing right now. Shouldn't it do well in pumps? And I'm going to explain here the BTC USD shorts, which is going to be our hedging exposure 1 video. This is going to be 3 or 2. So we're going to do this series now on hedging exposure. And I guess we'll open our usual notepad document to take some notes. Also, I want to note that I made a tweet here. I noticed that Khan Academy, and I actually asked you guys to search up Khan Academy if you wanted to learn more about arbitrage in my last video. Um, and here's a screenshot actually of their YouTube in the background while they then summarize their their learning that I've learned many times through them and shared many times. I guess their servers are at 250% load, um, and they're asking for tips in Brave Attention tokens. And you can actually read more about Brave Attention tokens on my blog. I have a whole category for it, and learn how to browse privately while earning for viewing ads. And how do we do that? Well, we look at my category of Brave browser here. So I'm Jared Dunn. I'm Chief Liquidity Officer of Coindex Labs. The point of these videos is to both educate and also give some explanation and coverage and publicity for our inaugural market making bot. We're gonna have a number of different bots in the future, but let's discuss why our market maker sometimes goes down in USD. Sorry, goes down in Bitcoin while remaining the same returns or better in USD. And we're actually seeing that in real time here uh, with our subscriber tickers. So all of these subscriber tickers here are the profits and losses in Bitcoin. And then all of these here are the profits and losses in US dollars. So my friend asked me in chat, or my support rep actually asked me in chat, he said, why does the bot do better? And let's see if I can find a good example of this. Why does the bot do better when the price dumps? See, here's a good example. You can see the green line here is our Bitcoin returns in percent. The black line is our US dollar returns in percent. And the blue line is the Bitcoin US dollar price over time. Now, you can see here that when the price goes down significantly, the green line goes up by a whole bunch. And when the price goes up significantly, the green line, the Bitcoin returns, goes down. While the US dollar, the black line, remains about equal. It had a little spike here, probably because there was a difference in the contracts that were outstanding on the account, the market making account. But as you can see here, as the price goes up and down, the black line remains about stable. We could probably find a better example of the black line remaining stable while all that happens earlier. After the madness. It looks like our short wasn't really working the way that I expected it to. Either way, the idea is, and maybe I can show you the chat where this happened. Hedge. Hmm? Pump. I want to know, why does it profit only when price goes down? So this is the concern my support rep had. So why does this happen? First off, let's figure out what is hedging. In a general sense, when we have an open position on a market, and I'll show you a different example of hedging to explain hedging, and I may have already done this in another video, and I may have closed my other Brave window. So if you hold a position, let's say you long or buy Bitcoin on a derivatives exchange, buy $1,000 in Bitcoin. What happens if the price goes up? And what happens if the price goes down? And let's say, what if you hold a position for selling or shorting $1,000 in Bitcoin? So the price goes up if you have bought it or longed it. I'm going to change this to long. If the price goes up, your value goes up. If the price goes down, your value goes down. Conversely, what happens if we short the Bitcoin or make a position where we say that the price should go down? We want the price to go down. We've shorted it. If the price goes up, your short goes down in value. Meanwhile, if the price goes down, the short goes up in value. So knowing this, how can we potentially guard against risk? Well, I'll show you in real time with our market making bot that we have on LiveNet. You can see that it's short, or we've sold these futures here for about $3,000 worth, and we've longed perpetual here. Now, given a market where these basically, or the difference in price of these futures and this perpetual stay about the same. So let's say the price of Bitcoin on spot exchanges, or where you can buy it and actually hold it, goes up by $100. Supposing these all go up in value by about $100 at that point, it's not exactly a science like that, because there's different complications that happen and inefficiencies in the market, and that's actually a good thing, and it's one thing that our bot does really well at exploiting. And to tell you the truth, that's why these features are short and these longs are these perpetuals are long. If you take a look at the prices up here, you can see that the price of the perpetual, well, let's take a look at the average price here. The average price of maybe that's not working the way I expected to. Either way, what should have happened to exploit risk, to exploit the inefficiencies, and I'll have to ask our CEO to have a look at why these are short and long the way they are. So let's say futures are higher in price than perps. This is just a side note, by the way, and we're going to go into this in more detail in a different video when I create the arbitrage video for cash and carry arbitrage. We'd short the futures, we'd long the perpetuals. When price of futures goes down and match comes closer to perpetuals, we realize gains on the difference in those shorts and longs. So again, we're going to go into that in more detail in another video. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy paste this into chat right quick to see why we're on the opposite side of this right now, or if I'm just understanding incorrectly, because that's a possibility too. And the potential is that these just flipped recently. Um, and we haven't caught up yet by buying and selling to be on the opposing side. But either way, that's the idea with cash and carry arbitrage for futures and perpetuals contracts. But let's go back to how do we guard against risk. So in the situation where shorts are kind of betting against the price going up and longs are betting against the price going down. And you can see that in real time here with the trader. Uh, because it's long all of these perpetual contracts and short all of these futures, the net difference is around about zero. And the bot actually tries really hard to make sure the net difference stays around about zero. And if the net difference gets to be, or the skew we call it, if the skew gets to be too far in one direction, it stops buying or selling, and it forces itself back down to a net skew of, or a net position delta of zero. And what that means is both shorting and longing, the same underlying, I'll call it, because these are derivative markets, um, allows us to guard against the risk that the price goes up or down while maintaining these positions individually. So if the price goes up or down by a significant amount when we're close to net zero, um, all in all, and on average, the price movement won't affect our returns all that much. And this is good because the bot is profiting, as you see here. Whoops. It's profiting a number of different ways. And I've gone over this in other videos, and I'll pull up the other video again here, but I'm just going to show off these fees. You can see here that I'm earning in each of these cases for each of these orders that I've executed. I'm also earning positive profit and loss, which is good. But the thing is, these fees here are negative, which means I'm earning the fees. And every single time I trade, I'm earning a little bit of fees. And I can actually show you what these fees look like somewhere in here. In my settings. Come on, Derabit. I'm going to close out of Facebook in case people keep on dinging me, because I think the system notifications are on. Where am I? It's not loading settings. Come on, guys. System sounds, I should say, not system notifications. Derabit, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not loading here, guys. All right, well, we'll let that load if it wants to. Either way, on the settings page, there's a, oh, here we go. There's a link to statistics, and inside statistics, we're going to see our total trading volume as well as fees paid over the last few intervals. So over 24 hours, I've earned this many Bitcoins in fees in total. Over the last 7 days, I've earned this much. And over the last 30 days, I've earned over 100th of a Bitcoin. And that's not even that trivial of an amount, considering the fact that we only have 0.1 in this account. But let's go back to the point of this video, because we're going to learn all about the fees and how to earn fees in a different video. That's coming up. So again, both shorting and longing the same underlying allows us to guard against the risk that the price goes up or down while maintaining these positions individually. And that's what hedging is. Hedging is guarding against risk in any case. So there's a whole bunch of different kinds of hedging, and there's actually whole institutions set up that just hedge risk while maintaining a position to give you more returns. And that's what hedge funds are, and that's what hedge funds do. Hedge funds. So hedging is guarding against risk. So the point of this video in this series, we're going to do a few on hedging. Let's take a look at what those other ones are. So we're going to take a look more at the perps and short and the futures long, or vice versa, in a different video. But it's just a good example to show you hedging on the interface while I create this video. And we'll go into more detail about how that works and the total process that is involved there in this other video. We're also going to take a look at creative order sizing and changing the size of the orders as we go, and I'll take a look at what that looks like just to show you a little preview. in order to hedge using the order sizes. And there's not really a good example of that here because we have a small balance. They're all about 30, but we can change the order sizing in a different video to show you how that works practically. So this video, again, is how do we hedge using a short on Bitcoin US dollar against the risk that a change downwards in Bitcoin value will negatively affect our US dollar balance. So let's think about that. So if we hold BTC, I'm going to change it to HODL. If we hold BTC, price goes up, price goes down. And what happens to our US dollar returns when? So we hold Bitcoin on an exchange like Deribit because that's how they do deposits and that's how they value their currency. They don't hold US dollars and they don't trade against US dollars. So we're holding Bitcoin. Same for BitMEX and a few other exchanges. So when we hold Bitcoin, but we're risking US dollars, if we're risking institutional funds and in our commodities fund, we will risk institutional funds. And for our software as a service, if you're deciding, whoops, where am I? Side note. Okay, if you're running our bot, and you should check out the first video to learn more about the bot and our 5-day free trial. Check out our video. So if you're risking US dollars and you want to hedge or protect against the risk that your US dollar value will go down, while on the exchange your currency that you're holding is Bitcoin. What happens to our US dollar percent returns or returns that we're realizing when the price of Bitcoin goes up and the price of Bitcoin goes down? Well, we just saw that on the chart. So when price of Bitcoin goes up, our US dollar returns go up too. US dollar returns go down too. But if we want to optimize for US dollar returns and we care less about our Bitcoin returns, how can we do that? How can we use a system or a process to ensure that a Bitcoin price movement downwards, like 5%, would be critical? And I already told you, the answer is that we use a separate account with a separate balance to short or sell the Bitcoin for a percent of the balance of Bitcoin held in both accounts. And to tell you the truth, I need to fix the bot to do exactly that. Right now, it does market making account. It should do both MM and hedging account. Now, hedging is optional in our software as a service model. We have various directions in the emails that are set forth, and we have various explanations of what short selling the Bitcoin for a percent of the balance in both accounts would look like. So if you want to optimize for US dollar returns and hedge against the risk that Bitcoin price goes down, especially significantly, then we short sell the Bitcoin for a percent of the balance. What does this look like in practice? Whoops. Well, at least we know our bot's very active. Come on, bot. I think that our hedging account right now doesn't have a balance, so I can show you what this looks like. Yeah, it's negative balance. It's negative equity. Because it had a balance and then the price of Bitcoin went up too much and it liquidated, which is not good for equity returns. but it's good for debugging the bot and making sure that it's more fail-safe. So if we take a look at our hedging account, we can see that it has no positions. If we go back to our main account, we can see that we have, come on, Deribit. Come on, Deribit. Come on, Deribit. They must be under load because people are trying to get into Bitcoin when everybody's stuck inside. Um, Learn a bit about Bitcoin. I really wish I could find out my balance, guys. Maybe I can through my bot interface. So my balance is this many Bitcoins. 0. Come on, man. Wow. It's 0.09 anyway. We're gonna need Deribit to work in order for me to be able to transfer funds though, so I hope this speeds up. We have 0.0904, I think, balance. So we want to risk about 10 to 20% of that in our hedge account. And then our hedge will open, for our short account, will open a short for the US dollar balance value of the accounts we're looking to hedge. I don't know what Deribit is doing right now. And all of that is automatic. The bot, not all of it. More of it will be automatic. In the future, the bot will automatically balance the equity value of the hedge account. So right now we have to transfer that money in ourselves, but it's not going to work if Deribit doesn't work. Maybe we can just hit the back button enough to get to where we're going to go. So I want to put 0.0904 times 0.2 is this many Bitcoins. And Deribit's really not loading, guys, so we might not be able to finish showing what this looked like. Oops. Is it my internet that's messing up? No, it's not. I just hit a button that refreshed all the tabs. Alright, it's doing stuff now, I think. Transfer. I think if I log out and log back in, I might need my boss's KYC code. Let's ask him if he can transfer the balance for us. And it's working now, so let's transfer some balance to the hedge account. Now we're going to notice the hedge account is going to automatically, by the time we load it, probably open some shorts. And we have 0.07 Bitcoins left in our main account, which is $446, and we lost connection again. So we should see a short for $446 in our hedging account. Come on, Deribit. It must be a very, very busy season for you, or my internet's just not up to par. I don't know. Well, I wonder if we can find it in our logs. Now, our logs aren't as legible, unfortunately, as looking at the interface. But somewhere in here, it should have said that it sold some contracts. Oh, my logs. This is my logs. I have too many logs. So it says our USD short now is negative $480. These are in contracts, so you multiply by 10. Um, so it did short sell the value in US dollars. We just can't see it, unfortunately, with the Deribit interface. Well, I'm gonna stop waiting, and hopefully this. Maybe if I just logged out and logged back in, it would work. I'm sure it would. I just can't right now because I don't have access to KYC, and my CEO is not responding, and he's got the KYC. Um, Either way, we do know that it short sold the way that we expected it to when we transferred that balance in, and it would have done that across the perpetual and the three futures, the two futures rather that are open here, perpetual and 26 and 25. Um, it would be handy to be able to show you. But either way, you can look at my other videos. I do show the short account in a number of the other videos. I can't think of which ones right now. And I show that it has a balance for the US dollar balance in the main account. Um, and that's basically the gist of this video. So stay tuned. We're going to have other videos and we're going to see more performance. And I hope you guys are able to subscribe and like and share this video and the other videos. And then review our offer of the 5-day trial in the initial video. Take a look at the other two videos too, because they have interesting subjects, like how to set up the the BitMEX and the sorry, the BitMEX and the Deribit sample market makers. Oh, that's the wrong one. And then also how to arbitrage in general and profit off the spread. And I demo FTX in that first video that I pulled up. So thanks kindly, everybody. Have a wonderful day. I hope you guys are staying inside and staying warm and learning lots about how to trade and trade algorithmically and trade using bots. I think that this is a lot of fun and I hope to bring you more interesting videos. Like, share, and subscribe. Alrighty. Thank you.